9 things to tell yourself every day.
Every morning, the world rushes in, demands noise, expectations, opinions. Before we even open our eyes fully, we're already bombarded. That's why we must take our mind back. First thing, we must speak to ourselves before the world does. We must ground ourselves in truth before the chaos of the day dictates our state. Because your mind is not neutral, it's programmable. And if you don't choose the programming, someone else will. Every day is a battlefield, not always out there, but in here, in the mind. And the one who wins the day is not the strongest, the fastest, or the loudest. It's the one who is mentally aligned and emotionally clear. That's what this daily reset is about. It's not self-help fluff, it's mental armor. It's the discipline of choosing your identity on purpose. So here are 9 things to tell yourself every single day. Say them, live them, and watch what changes. Number 1, I am the best. Say it out loud. I am the best. Now pause. How does that feel? For some, it feels empowering. For others, uncomfortable, even arrogant. But here's the truth. This statement isn't about being better than others. It's about believing you are capable of bringing your best. Self-forward, today, it's about identity, not ego. It's not a competition. It's a declaration of responsibility. The way you speak to yourself creates the lens through which you live. When you say, I am the best, you're not lying to yourself. You're leading yourself. You're choosing to show up with excellence, energy, and intention. Not because life is easy, but because you've decided not to shrink. I am the best doesn't mean perfect. It means present, engaged, willing to give your full effort, your full attention, and your full integrity right now. It means you're not moving through life half asleep, hoping for something better. You're becoming better. Intentionally, when you affirm, I am the best, you activate the brain's reticular activating system RAS, a filter that starts to look for reasons, evidence, and behaviors that align with that belief. Over time, your posture changes, your tone changes, your decisions change. You stop asking for permission to rise. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You start building with conviction. Because if you don't believe you're worthy of greatness, why would anyone else? Number 2, I can do anything. Try this tomorrow morning before checking your phone, before the news, before email. Look in the mirror just for 10 seconds and say, today, I am the best version of me. I think with clarity. I move with purpose. I lead with strength. I am the best because I choose to be, and then act accordingly. Let that phrase become your operating system, your standard, your reminder to stop sleepwalking and start living. This isn't about delusion. Get one thing clear. This isn't about unrealistic fantasies. It's not about pretending you're Superman or Wonder Woman. It's about reminding yourself that your limitations aren't set in stone, that most of what you think is impossible is simply unfamiliar. Saying I can do anything doesn't mean you'll do it perfectly, or quickly, or without failure. It means I can figure it out. I can grow into it. I can become the person who can handle it. You're not declaring certainty. You're declaring commitment. Let's say you've got a big presentation today, the kind that makes your stomach twist. Your old voice says, I'm not ready. What? If I mess up, they'll see right through me. But your new voice, the one you're training now, steps in and says, I can do this. I can learn. I can improve, even if I'm nervous. I can still show up strong. This shift in voice is everything, because your brain believes the voice it hears most often, and your actions follow belief, not the other way around. In psychology, there's a term called self-efficacy, your belief in your own ability to succeed in a specific task. High self-efficacy doesn't mean you're already good. It means you trust yourself to become good through effort. It's the mindset that fuels perseverance, creativity, and learning. It's what makes some people keep Trying when others walk away, saying I can do anything, reinforces that mindset. It becomes your baseline, your starting point, not your excuse to quit. You don't need confidence, you need proof, most people. Wait to act until they feel confident, but confidence doesn't come first. Action does, and every time you take action, no matter how small, you build proof, you gather evidence that you're capable. You silence the doubt one step at a time. Confidence isn't magic. It's just self-trust earned through repetition. And that begins by saying, daily, I can do this. I can handle this. I can stretch into this. Be careful what you say instead every time you say, I can't. Your brain listens. It looks for proof. It says, okay, let's stop trying then. But when you say, I can, your brain opens. It gets curious. It starts problem solving instead of panic-searching. So which one are you feeding today? Number 3, my future is bright. Say it gently, but clearly. My future is bright. Let the words hang in the air for a moment. Let them challenge the heaviness you might be carrying. Let them push against the fear, the uncertainty, the tiredness that sometimes clouds your vision. My future is bright isn't just something you say. When things are going well, it's what you say, especially when they're not. Because this affirmation is not about describing your current situation, it's about declaring your direction. There are days when everything feels still. To still dot when progress feels slow, when your dreams feel distant, when people stop asking how you're doing because they assume you're fine. But inside, you know something's off. And in those moments, you need a phrase that turns your focus forward. You need something that lifts your eyes beyond what is toward what could be. That phrase is, my future is bright. It's not blind optimism. It's conscious, deliberate belief. You're not denying reality. You're deciding not to be defined by it. Your past doesn't own the forecast. We all carry some form of history, failure, heartbreak, rejection, regret. But your past is a chapter, not a sentence. It's part of the story, not the final word. And the more you rehearse your history, the harder it becomes to rewrite your future. Saying, my future is bright, is how you shift from surviving your story to authoring a new one. You're not who you were a year ago. You're not limited to what went wrong, because every sunrise you wake up to is evidence. You still have time, you still have choices, and you still have power. Your brain needs direction. The mind craves something to aim toward without a hopeful image of the future. Your system defaults to survival mode. That means playing small, shrinking, avoiding risk, settling. But when you say, my future is bright, you tell your brain to look forward, not backward. You give your nervous system permission to hope. You allow joy to return, even in small doses, and hope isn't weak. Hope is fuel. It gets you out of bed. When nothing else makes sense, it helps you show up. Even when the results are slow, it reminds you that what's ahead is still worth building for you. Are planting today's seeds. Think of your life like a garden. Every action today plants something. You may not see the fruit tomorrow, but 6 months from now, 1 year from now, the discipline, the healing, the work, the tears, they all compound. You're not stuck. You're in season. You're in process. And just because you're not blooming yet doesn't mean you're not growing. Number 4, I am getting better each day. Whisper it if you have to. Shout it if you believe it. I am getting better each day. Not someday, not once I'm ready. Not after I've figured everything out. Each day, even today, because progress isn't always loud. Growth doesn't always loud. Growth doesn't always come with applause, and healing doesn't always feel like movement. But if you keep showing up, if you stay in the game, even when it feels invisible, you are getting better. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week, and underestimate what they can become in a year, but the ones who evolve, who truly transform, they know the secret. Consistency beats intensity. One small win a day, one hard decision made with integrity, one routine kept, even when no one was watching. That's the recipe. That's how confidence grows, not in leaps, but in layers. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself. It's not fixed, it's adaptive. And every time you resist an old pattern, you're building a new one. Every time you choose self-control instead of reaction, gratitude instead of complaint, action instead of avoidance, you're teaching your brain. This is who I am now. I am getting better each day. Isn't just a mantra. It's a message to your nervous system. It tells your body, your emotions, and your mind. We are moving forward, even if it's slow, even if no one claps, even if no one notices. How? Many times have you said, "I'll start over Monday," or "I already messed up today, might as well give up." That's the trap. That's perfectionism disguised as discipline. Real growth says, "I made a mistake, but I'm still getting better. Today wasn't perfect, but I'm not giving up." Every setback is feedback, and feedback is fuel. The journey isn't about never falling, it's about always getting up stronger in the digital world. We're surrounded by instant success stories, before dash and dash after photos. Viral wins, one-day transformations, and it can make your slow, steady process feel invisible, even pointless. But here's the truth. Long-term greatness is born in short-term choices, and those choices happen each day, not in highlight reels, but in quiet discipline. Number 5, I will work hard. Say it with resolve, not as a wish, but as a contract with yourself. I will work hard. No more waiting for the right mood. No more hoping motivation shows up. No more outsourcing your effort to the energy of the day. Hard work isn't about talent. It's not about being gifted, lucky, or favored. It's about showing up when no one would blame you for quitting. It's about doing what most won't, so you can live like most can't. Working hard doesn't always mean exhaustion. It doesn't mean breaking yourself or chasing burnout. It means showing up fully. It means giving your best with what you have today. It means doing the hard thing, especially when no one is watching. It means choosing discipline over dopamine. It means being consistent when it's boring, not just when it's exciting. I will work hard as a vow to your future self, a promise that says, I don't need perfect conditions. I don't need applause. I don't need to feel like it. I show up anyway. We often think it's results that define us, but actually, it's the effort. Every time you work when you don't feel like it. Every time you grind in silence. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you're not just getting things done. You're becoming someone different. You're building a person you can respect. And that kind of identity, it's unshakable. Here's how it works. You show up and work hard. That builds self-respect. Self-respect builds momentum. Momentum builds progress. Progress fuels your confidence, and confidence makes it easier to show up and work hard again. That's the cycle, that's the secret most people never access, because they quit too early. What to do when you're tired, let's be real. You won't always feel strong. There will be mornings when your body says number, evenings when your mind is exhausted. Days where you want to crawl under the covers and hide. That's when you whisper, I will work hard. Even if it's slow, even if it's messy. Even if I don't feel ready, I move. Effort in those moments carries 10 times more weight because it's not easy, and that's exactly why it's transformative. Working hard doesn't mean grinding yourself into the ground. It means honoring your gift, honoring your time, honoring your calling. If you've been entrusted with a vision, a dream, a purpose, a message, a talent, then working hard is how you show gratitude for it. It's how you say, this matters to me. I won't waste it. Number 6, no excuses. Say it like you mean it. No excuses. Not today, not tomorrow, not tomorrow, not anymore. Excuses are smooth, they're convenient, they dress themselves up as logic, as self-care, even as fairness. But at their core, Excuses are walls. Walls that keep you from who you were born to become. And every time you use one, that wall grows thicker. Excuses feel comfortable, but cost everything. I'm too tired. It's too late for me. I wasn't born with that talent. I'll do it when things settle down. Sound familiar? They sound reasonable, but they rob you of momentum. Day after day. Because deep down, you know what's really true. You didn't need more time. You needed more commitment. You didn't need approval. You needed courage. You didn't need perfect conditions. You just needed to start. Excuses give relief in the short term, but regret in the long run. Here's a question to ask yourself whenever you're tempted to make an excuse. What if the only thing standing between me and the life I want is the excuse I keep defending? Ouch, but true. You either fight for your excuses or fight for your freedom. Not both. You'll never change your life until you own your choices. This means no blaming others, no blaming your past, no blaming the system, even if others are 90% at fault. You're still 100% responsible for how you respond now, because ownership gives you power. Excuses give it away. People will say, "But I have a real reason why I couldn't, and maybe you do." But here's what champions know. Excuses don't build dreams, discipline does. Hard truth. Discipline feels harder at first, excuses feel easier at first, but over time, discipline creates peace. Excuses create shame. Pick your hard. One leads to progress, the other to pain. Number 7. I was born to do great things. Say this slowly. Let every word land. I was born to do great things. Not average things, not safe things, not someone else's dream. Great things. And the world has done a good job trying to make you forget that. It has given you noise instead of purpose, comfort instead of calling, fear instead of faith. But underneath all of that still lives a voice inside you. And if you're quiet enough, you'll hear it whisper, "You were made for more." Greatness has nothing to do with famelets. Get this out of the way. Doing great things doesn't mean becoming rich, famous, or having millions of followers. Greatness isn't about visibility, it's about intention. It's about how deeply you live. How authentically you love, how fully you show up for your gift, even when no one's watching. If you raise a child with love, that's greatness. If you fight through depression and still go to work, that's greatness. If you lead with integrity in a dishonest world, that's greatness. Great things come in quiet forms, often unnoticed by the loud world. But, you know, when you're living in alignment and when you're not, science backs this up. People with a sense of purpose live longer, recover from trauma faster, and perform better under pressure. Why? Because purpose isn't luxury. It's fuel. It gives meaning to your pain. It gives direction to your focus. It gives courage to your choices. Saying, "I was born to do great things" isn't just motivational. It's a neurological anchor. It locks your mind on something bigger than fear. So many people don't fail because they aimed too high. They failed because they aimed too low. And hit it, they settled for good enough. For maybe later, for I guess this is just how life is. But not you. Not anymore. When you say, "I was born to do great things," you're declaring war on mediocrity. You're rejecting the scripts that were handed to you, scripts built by fear, by family, by culture. You're not here to copy and paste someone else's life. You're here to write your own. You have a seed of something eternal inside you. There's a seed of creativity, of compassion, of courage, of vision. And the moment you stop comparing, stop shrinking, stop waiting, you give that seed a chance to grow. It doesn't have to be huge today, but it has to be honored every time you say, "I was born to do great things." You're watering that seed. You're choosing destiny over doubt. I have a challenge for you. Write this on your bathroom mirror, on your notebook, on your lock screen. I was born to do great things. I don't need to wait for permission. I don't need a map, I just need to move with faith. Say it until your inner critic goes silent. Say it until your shoulders stand taller. Say it until the day comes where someone else says to you, "Because of you, I believe I can do something great too." Number 8, people's opinions don't affect me. Breathe in, exhale slowly, and say it with quiet strength. People's opinions don't affect me. Let that truth sink into your bones, not as arrogance, not as apathy, but as freedom, because the day you stop living for their approval is the day you start living for your truth. From the time we were kids, we were taught to please, be polite, fit in, don't make people uncomfortable, do what's expected. And without even realizing it, we started performing for teachers, for parents, for strangers on social media, for people who don't even know our middle name. But here's the cost. Every time you choose their comfort over your calling, you lose a piece of yourself. Trying to please everyone is the fastest way to forget who you are. You water yourself down, you second-guess your instincts, you shrink when you should shine, and even worse, they still judge you anyway, no matter how perfect you try to be. Someone will misunderstand you, someone will dislike you, someone will question your worth. So why keep living on mute? Your energy is yours to protect. Every time you worry about what they think, you give them a piece of your power. Every time you edit yourself to fit their mold, you deny your design. But here's the shift. When you start standing in your truth, something amazing happens. Your energy becomes magnetic, not to everyone, but to the right ones, to the people who resonate with your truth, not your performance. When you say people's opinions don't affect me, you're not saying you never feel insecure. You're saying, I'm not available for emotional slavery. I choose peace over people-pleasing. I choose direction over distraction. It's not about being cold, it's about being clear. You know what matters. You know what your mission is, and you're not here to convince anyone else of it. Yes, you'll lose some people, but you'll gain something better. Confidence that isn't attached to applause time, that isn't wasted on image maintenance relationships based on real connection, a life that actually feels like yours. Not for everyone. And that's the point. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out in your own lane, your own light, on your own terms. Number 9, life is precious close. Your eyes for just a second. Take one full breath. Feel it expand your chest. Feel the air remind you you are still here. Now say it gently, but with reverence. Life is precious. 3 simple words, but they carry the weight of everything that matters. We forget because we're busy. We rush, we grind, we scroll. We measure our lives in checklists and deadlines. But somewhere along the way, we forget that none of this is guaranteed. Not the next hour, not the next conversation, not even the next sunrise. And yet we postpone joy, we delay love, we tell ourselves someday, as if we've been promised infinite time. I have a quiet reminder for you. Think back to the last time you lost someone, or the last time your life was shaken. In those moments, what mattered? Not your to-do list, not your inbox, not your titles or your image. What mattered were the people you loved, the moments you missed, the words you didn't say. Life is precious is your permission to slow down, to look your child in the eyes, to call your mother back, to breathe between milestones. You don't need a tropical vacation to feel alive. You just need to look again at the sunlight spilling on your kitchen table, at the way someone laughs unexpectedly, at the silence before the morning begins. This is the stuff life is made of. Not just the highlights, but the hidden, quiet in-dash between dot. Say it again, life is precious. Because if you remember that, you'll start treating it that way. Every day is a new page today. You get another chance, another sunrise, another opportunity to choose better, love deeper, live fuller. You get to be kind for no reason. You get to forgive before they ask. You get to start again. even if yesterday was a mess. Because the most powerful people in the world are not the richest. They're the ones who realize what a gift it is to be awake and aware. Now, I have a daily morning reset practice for you. Stand still. Take one deep breath, exhale slowly. Now, say this out loud, clearly, intentionally. I am the best. I am not in competition with anyone. I simply choose to show up today as the strongest, clearest, and most committed version of myself. I can do anything. I don't need all the answers, just the courage to take the next step. I trust in my ability to grow, adapt, and overcome. My future is bright. No matter how yesterday looked, I choose to move forward today. My life is unfolding in the direction of purpose, growth, and peace. I am getting better each day. Progress may be quiet, but it's happening. With every decision, every action, I am evolving into the person I was born to be. I will work hard. I don't wait for the perfect mood. I move with discipline. My energy today is a reflection of who I choose to become. No excuses. I am responsible for my choices, my mindset, and my outcomes. I don't explain my limits. I overcome them. I was born to do great things. I am not here to hide, shrink, or delay. I will live with intention and share the gift that only I can bring. People's opinions don't affect me. I choose peace over people-pleasing. I lead with truth, not performance. Life is precious, today is not guaranteed, so I will live it fully. I will notice beauty, move with grace and love without holding back. I begin this day anchored in truth, grounded in purpose, clear in who I am, focused on what matters. I am ready. Let's begin. Finally, you have 9 truths, 9 mental resets. Say them daily. Live them deeply. And remember, the life you want, the peace you crave, the strength you need, they're already inside you. These 9 truths are just your way of unlocking them. One day at a time, say them, believe them, live them, then become them.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions. Send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.